Hi, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hold up, y'all. I'm not ready. Welcome. Hold up. Let's see. Hopefully, you guys can see me. Setting things up. How is everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Is it the end of the week yet? It feels like a long ass week today. It just does. It does. It feels like a long ass week. I got my coffee going. Yes, I do. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. You said I made it. Yes, you made it. Good. Let me share with everybody, let the people know that we're live. I didn't feel like doing a thumbnail, just because I didn't feel like it. I don't know. It's like one of those days where I'm like, I don't feel like doing a thumbnail today. Maybe I'll do a thumbnail later on. We live now. Come through, guys. Come through. Welcome. Hey Poe, how are you? I see everybody coming through, guys. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Diri's in the house. Selena FM para siempre. Poe on the go. Luis Miranda. How are you? Cheeks is in the house. My beautiful, wonderful mods. Whimsical. Thank you. Rando from Iowa. Nebby's in the house. James. Tracy Takes. How are you? Apple Pie. Allegedly. Joy Miller. I'm trying to say hello to everybody for the most part. Tina, Allison, number 23 on that like button, please and thank you. Becky, I've had to take a break for the past few days. I do not blame you, love. I do not blame you. And that is okay. I am in support. I had to take a little step back too. Because that's just the kind of person that I am. When I have to be able to recognize what I'm dealing with, or if I'm feeling some type of way, in order just so I don't project some of that to you guys, if that makes sense. Christy, how are you? Tina, everybody. Let's see. David is in the house. All right. Thank you. It's a beautiful day. Hope y'all find something to smile about today, no matter how heavy the world feels. Yeah, I agree. Whimsical, blessed, happy Nana. Trisselle, good morning. All right, guys. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button. We're about to get started. Now, I don't know. What should we do? Lady Pamela, Jamie. Okay, people are coming through. All right. I'm done. I'm done saying hello. So we got some stories to cover today, definitely. I think one of the ones, and a lot of them are heavy, and that's okay. But of course, feel free to log off if you need to check on your mental health. I think one of the ones that really got to me when I was following up on this. Okay, let's go ahead and get started right over here. We're gonna get started without an intro for now. Wisconsin Amber Alert canceled after missing 6-year-old girl found safe. So Jordan Coyle, this is Mr. Jordan Coyle. All right, so there was a statewide Amber Alert, which was canceled after there was a 6-year-old that was located by the name of Ruby Lehmann, Ruby R. Lehmann. So she was found safe, and apparently, her uncle was taken into custody. Ruby was reported missing earlier in the week. Police said that she was last seen at her grandmother's home in Alman. Investigators believe that she left with Coyle, who was the subject of a criminal manhunt. Coyle, 34, is a registered SO with a 2009 conviction, all right, for two accounts of SA of a child. So why this guy was around, how this guy became around the family, and all this other stuff is a lot of questions. There are no more further details about the recovery of this little 6-year-old girl. My hope is that, listen, people shouldn't be let go with those kinds of violations or anything like that. Okay? Like that's the crazy part to me, allowing somebody to reoffend. So hopefully, with that being said, they're able to lock them up and maybe throw away the key this time, because how are we letting that happen? There was a press conference. Absolutely. Yeah, you were watching. So it's not her biological uncle. Is he just like somebody they called Uncle Becky? It's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, look, I'm glad that she was found safe and alive, but um y'all, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way. Put a one in the chat if you feel the same way. Like, you know, I grew up, I think, okay, so like my family, for example, They're very apprehensive about, like, when I was growing up, they were very worried about the people that we surrounded ourselves with, which kind of sucked because, like, to a certain degree, like, there wasn't a lot of sleepovers. There was and there wasn't, right? Usually sleepovers were with family, but my mom was not the kind of person that would just allow us to kind of just go anywhere and everywhere, right? So having somebody who is not uncle by, like, blood around would be a top no no. No, 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 no. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now it's like, you got to definitely make sense. Chrissy's like, bring on the wood chippers. You said her aunt. He is his aunt's ex. So it's not like through family blood. It sounds like it's just relation, just by, like, they got married and so he was just kind of welcomed in the family type of situation, or that he was a boyfriend that was welcome into the family type of situation. Yeah, it makes no sense why he was around, right? Like, once people break up, there's no reason whatsoever. You said, that's a soundboard, looks amazing, bot. I'm happy she's been found safe. I'm hoping she's not harmed in any way, right? Absolutely. I hope so too. So I'm glad that that she's been found. But with him, he needs to be like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna let him out again? We're gonna not violate him, especially if he has this on his background? Is that what we're doing now? That's the question that I have. And I'm glad that they acted quick and they were able to find. I mean, this is one of those cases that could have had all kinds of different endings. And we still don't know. Like, she's 6 years old. She might need a lot of help and support later on in life because this is trauma, period. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to start here, but I hope that they throw away the key when it comes to this guy, if you know what I mean. Put a one in the chat if you agree. My kid doesn't stay with very many people, never has. Too many sketchy people, yeah. Shit's going out there real. You never really know. Absolutely. Period. Period. So we need to, you know, throw it away. Throw away the key. Put them away. I support law enforcement on that. Now, okay, we got to get moving to another situation, all right? Because that's what started the news here for me. But let me show you guys another situation that, oh my God, my tabs move around a lot, and I hate that. You guys know I have a really, 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 what's the word? I don't always agree with, immigration policies and stuff like that. I feel like we could do better, but we got to talk about Nason Garcia. What is it? I'm sorry, because his name always messes me up. Nason Joaquin Garcia, the Light of the World Church. Okay, so ICE. This is where I'm like, this is amazing that ICE did this. This is where I can give props to ICE. Okay, where they're not just targeting somebody because they're stereotyping on the person, but they're actually joining in investigations where people should be deported and they're violating people and they're violating citizens and they're misusing certain things. And I'm here for this. So I didn't know this, but I guess ICE had joined in on the RICO investigation under the mega church La Luz del Sol, Light of the World. Okay, so I did a video on that. I want to say it was a live that I did 3 days ago, and shout out to you guys because I had people reach out to me that were victimized by this church. There are so many children, and I'm talking about, like, I'm waiting for Scientology to be next, but Homeland Security actually assisted in this investigation. So now Nason Joaquin Garcia, all right, the leader of this crazy ass church, mind you, there are 3 generations of this church, right? And all these 3 generations have essayed children, have exploited children, have used child material that they've exchanged within them. Well, Nason Joaquin Garcia and his mama is also a co-conspirator in this case, right? So she's also getting the hammer. They're going for the enterprise, my friends. This is a RICO case. Now, Nason currently is behind bars in California, serving a sentence on the same kind of allegations. But now the los federales, have been able to do a really good investigation and really point the enterprise behind this. And guess what? This is where ICE came through. And let me tell you, let me be very clear. I said, I never like ICE, it's just something else. But this is a good job for ICE. And I have to give ICE the flowers that they deserve. Do you know what I mean? I can give you that. I don't agree with their policies. I don't agree with their stereotyping. I think we could do better. Okay. But that's just me on that opinion there. Years long ICE investigation results in stiff charges for church leader and five others for racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking of minors, adults, and child exploitation. Leader of La Luz del Mundo, leader Nason Joaquin Garcia, and five others, allegedly the defendants, engaged in a racketeering enterprise that exploited church members for decades to facilitate the systematic essay of children and women. An investigation by ICE Homeland Security Investigations in New York, with the assistance of the HSI in Los Angeles, Chicago, and federal partners, resulted in the unsealing of indictments charging Nason, Rosa Sosa, Azelia Rangel Garcia, Eva Garcia de Joaquin, Joram Núñez, Silem Garcia Peña with sexual, financial related crimes conducted victimizing members of La Luz del Mundo church over many years. This is a church that it's a generational church that they were running. How do you start a corrupt organization, organized crime through a church? Through a church. How do you get money? Through a church. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That is crazy. He should, like, I'm here for it. We need to stop when we talk about organized crime. Some of y'all are so caught up on the cartel and the all kinds of places and all this other stuff. And give me 1 second. 1 second. I might have to stop here for a minute. Since I know you're saying we are all Charlie Kirk, and I understand that you're grieving. I see the profile pic that you have, but the commentary that I'm about to give in a little while might not be for you. So I'm just giving you a fair warning right now. A lot of us, and I'll put myself in there, I don't include myself as me being Charlie Kirk. Does that make sense? And we're going to get into that conversation here next because you kind of prompted that there. So please note that if you're grieving, I would suggest that you log off for this specific thing. That's okay. I will not take offense to it, but you have to understand that some people don't feel the same way. And the way I see it is that we have to respect where other people are coming from, if that makes sense. And I'm only calling you out because that's your comment. And I don't feel that way. And a lot of people don't feel that way in my chat. Does that make sense? So you might feel that way. I don't feel that way. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Okay. So all of these agencies assisted in this. As alleged in the indictment, the defendants engaged in racketeering enterprise that exploited the LLDM, which stands for Light of the World, okay, and persisted for decades to facilitate the systematic sexual abuse of children and women, including the creation of photos and videos of sadistic CSAM. And for decades, Joaquin LLDM Enterprise operated for the gratification of the leader who's behind bars in California and his father, the former leader of Joaquin LLDM Enterprise. So he died in 2014, but the man was a sicko. Okay. And so back in many years ago, well, it wasn't that many. Well, I would say about 5 years ago, Nason was charged in California, and he's actually serving a state sentence for essay of children. Okay, so there is that. People are, you know, this is like justice. And shout out to the Reddit group that has a lot of victims there. I think that, you know, it's like a safe haven for them. As much as I don't like Reddit, y'all know that has been a safe haven for them to kind of speak out and say what they have to say, and share their experiences and call people out. Now, I posted this on my community wall 10 hours ago, right? Gave you guys some information here. And let me tell you what I said. I said, interesting. Alan Jackson was the attorney for Nason Joaquin Garcia. Nason Joaquin Garcia is a convicted SO. This is him. Okay. This is Alan Jackson when he was offending him in California. Now, that's not a dig on Alan Jackson. Let me be very clear. We need defenders. We need public defenders. We need defenders. We need defenders overall. You know what I mean? Overall. Yeah. Generational decades. Okay. Generational decades. I put that up there about Alan Jackson, and some people felt some type of way about my comment. They said, shout out to this person. Hi, Rabbit. You're a sweet soul. I don't always agree with you, but your energy is pure and your light shines bright. Hope you have a lovely weekend. I don't know if people don't agree with me. Like, what is it that there isn't to agree? He was an attorney that defended an SO, a registered SO, and apparently he's still the attorney that's going to represent him in this RICO. It's like Diddy, right? Agnifilo is a fantastic lawyer. Now, do I agree with, everything that Diddy did? No, but we need fantastic lawyers to defend the good and the evil, whatever that may be, right? So I can put whatever my feelings are aside and say, if I found myself in a situation where, which God forbid, never, never, right? But I needed defending, an Alan Jackson would probably be the attorney that I would hire. Does that make sense? That's what I would do. He's a defense attorney. I was like, yeah, he's a defense attorney, and he defended him. Alan Jackson, somebody said Alan Jackson is a defense attorney that represented him. Correct. If he's in jail, why are they pressing more federal charges? Because they need to. Because this was an enterprise. Because there are child victims. This is what somebody said. Why are we killing this man? He's only serving a 16-year sentence for the worst kind of crimes. And I'm talking about numerous child victims and CSAM and extortion and intimidation. These people, and there's a huge number, especially on YouTube. I had some of them in my comments who were like condemning me or will say some crazy ass shit because I'm speaking against their leader. This is a cult. This is a cult. There's a lot of indoctrination here that's happening. So, yeah, defend the man. Defend him. He needs it. But he's being charged at a higher level in a federal case in the Southern District of New York. And we have those charging documents and we read them because he deserves it. Because this is an enterprise. And because it wasn't just him, his mama and a bunch of other individuals assisted him to do what he was doing. That's a RICO. And there's a lot of evidence for that. So I'm here for it. Definitely not a church. That's right. Oh, that was you? And I'm not talking about the cause. I know nothing about the case. Gotcha. Thank you. I was like, I got you. But then when you left that comment, I was like, do you mean, I see. So your comment was towards Alan Jackson. He needs a lawyer. But I do wonder. I was like, damn, because I felt some type of way too about, Diddy needs a lawyer, but Agnifilo's his lawyer. But shout out to you, love. I love that you came in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And have a blessed Sunday, chat and friends. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's cute. Thank you. But shout out to you. You said it's me. I'm glad you mentioned something because I'm not going to tolerate the CK thing, but I figured I shouldn't. I believe in humanity. All right, we going to definitely have to get to this other conversation. Okay, let's talk about Charlie Kirk. All right, I'm going to speak to you from the heart. Okay, I'm going to speak to you from the heart. And we're going to get into that now because let me put this guy away. All right. Let me tell you a little bit. So when I found out about what happened, I avoided Twitter, right? Because Twitter is like the worst place to consume any kind of let me even backtrack further. There was this horrific video of the woman, the Ukrainian woman, the woman from Ukraine who was horrifically, done on this train, right? There was a video out there. I avoided it. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't go to Twitter. Like I was just like, let me not look at the feed, post what I got to go and then go. Like that's how I've been on Twitter, right? And so then when I heard that this tragedy happened with Charlie, okay? I avoided Twitter. So I go to IG. IG, I feel like, has been a place where I don't really encounter some of that. I saw the video. I never wanted to see that video. Like, it just happened so fast. I saw the video of this man and the bullet that hit him and how he just went back and it happened so fast, and they had different angles of it and everything. I cannot unsee that video. What it reminded me of is that in death, we're all human, right? Like, we talk a lot, we say a lot, we say the most crazy ass shit online, or we might say we might go to universities and debate like he was doing and had some really um radical ideas that I don't agree with. But for a minute there at his death, there was this like nothing can save you from that. Does that make sense? Nothing would have been able to save him, right? Give me one sec, guys. So he wasn't a politician, he was a political commentator. And I sat there and I said, damn, I don't agree with his ideologies at all. At all. If that was me, or if that was one of my own, matter of fact, I don't think he would have like said anything to to feel bad about somebody that looks like me that dies. At all. At all. If that happened to me, he had a different view of you know, people like me or people of different ways. He just did. He just did. Do I wish death on him? No. No. Mm-mm. Nobody should ever go through something like that. But I don't know if he shared the same for George Floyd. I don't know if he shared the same for other folks that were, harmed. He didn't share that. He didn't believe in empathy, right? What I'm really tired of is the internet trying to tell me how I should feel about something. And it's not just one person or the other, it's literally the internet. The internet is trying to tell me how to feel about a person that wouldn't stand up for me, that wouldn't advocate for me. And I hate to put it that way, or for everybody else. I don't like that. I don't like the internet telling me that, how I should feel about somebody. Do I wish death on this person? Hell no. Hell no. But don't sit there and tell me that I should feel this way or that way, or we are all Charlie Kirk. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, I'm not. I'm not privileged. I didn't grow up that way. I didn't have that kind of, no. One of my family members who I love dearly, um, we see things very differently politically. You guys know I do not like politics. I don't like politicians. People have made this into a left and right and a black and brown situation and this and that and the other. People have made this into that. It's sad that people have made this into that. But you're not going to pigeonhole me into feeling that I should feel this way or that way because this is somebody that you idolize or somebody that you believe that. And then I have to kind of wonder because I don't believe in any of that ideology. So are you really following me knowing that I don't believe in that? I don't like Biden, and I don't like Trump. I don't like any of them. What's so sad is that after the assassination, tragic situation, We all watched it. I didn't want to watch it, but we all watched it. We're looking to see what illegal immigrant did it, right? Ain't that? We're looking to see what illegal immigrant did it. And if it wasn't an illegal immigrant, it must have been trans. And if it wasn't trans, he must have been black or Asian or something. Huh? Really? Give me one sec, guys. Let me show you guys something. This is how divisive this is, y'all. This is how divisive this is. Let me show y'all.
Me off for 33 hours.
Hold on.
This is what fucking pisses me off.
For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for. For 33 hours.
Estas fueron las declaraciones del gobernador de Utah, donde
the governor of Utah says, I was hoping that it wasn't one of who? One of who?
For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country.
They were from California. That's what he was hoping. They were from Mexico or some other, country from the other side of the world. That's what he was hoping.
Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for. For 33.
Read between the lines. Then you say, El Joe, the left is sick. You know what's so sick? That divisiveness. That divisiveness that you have there is sick. Let me start. Thank you. Don't do that. I don't give a shit. It was a crime. It was a crime. I'm tired of it. I really am. And I'm tired of people coming to my channel trying to tell me how to feel or what I should feel about something. Like I'm not going to rely on the internet to tell me how I should interpret something. Both sides. Thank you. It's become that both sides are sick. It's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't. To me, I'm not going to sit here and mourn somebody that I don't know. And I'm not going to let the internet tell me how to feel or process. And so where I was getting at is I had a family member who doesn't know the history or the ideology or anything like that of Charlie Kirk, right? I had already seen the video. So I had a family member who was like, I'm praying a rosary for Charlie Kirk. And in my mind, I'm like, he wouldn't pray a rosary for you. He wouldn't pray a rosary for you. Not for us. Not for us. He didn't want that empathy. Right? Not for us. A crime still occurred. People need to be prosecuted. This young man needs to be held accountable. If he did what he did, period. He should. And I feel for his wife. And I feel for all these people that are, I get it. I get it. Emily, I think the part is that it's left for interpretation, Emily. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm not going to fill in the blanks. I'm going to use his own words of what he said. I lived in Utah for 4 years. It's a different kind of culture over there, right? So I get it. There are different values that Utah holds, and I get it. It's the different culture. I respect it because I lived there for 4 years. You know, I always respected the what is it? Can't drink. The liquor store closes at a certain time. I gotta go home. Can't break the laws. Can't do different things. You know, certain holidays that they hold very precious to them. I respect it because when I go to somebody's house, I respect where they're coming from. That's just how I am. But to me, as I'm not going to read between the lines, I'm not going to put words in there. What I do know is that he said somebody from another country, right? Or somebody else from a not here, right? Yeah. So that's how I feel. So respectfully, Simpson, I appreciate, your support and everything, but I am not Charlie Kirk. When you say we are all Charlie Kirk, no, not me. Not me. I wouldn't even think I'd be invited to that at all. Not me. Not my family, not my bloodline, I'm first generation. Definitely not me. Not me. hmm We're too caught up on this. I will say that one thing I do agree, and I have appreciated. There's one thing, a positive thing that I could say about Charlie Kirk. I'll say one thing, okay? Is that he was willing to not shy away from conversations that, like, he was telling you what he was thinking. You know what I mean? When he was having these debates, that's his ideology. And you know what? I'd rather somebody tell me what their ideology is than like playing stupid in my face or playing like, you know, like they're just kicking it, if that makes sense. I would appreciate somebody telling me like, listen, this is my ideology, and he's out there debating it. And for whatever reason, he felt this closeness to the youth. He shouldn't have been silenced for that. I don't want anybody to be silenced for that, no matter how radical those ideas are. Let's talk about TMZ real quick, right? I did a video, right? Now, the reason why I did the video, let's just say that people at TMZ were laughing. There is something about a work environment that you kind of have to like. There's a what is it? A decorum of a work environment. I worked in government for 10 plus years. I work in community mental health. I never brought any kind of politics or anything like that to this area. But even though politics affected our job completely, right? Like the decisions that people make affect your job in government and community health, all this kind of stuff, right? One sec, y'all. Um, there's some things that you just don't bring in a workplace, right? Like you just don't. Uh, if you're on TikTok and you're giving commentary about a situation, should you lose your job? I don't know, man. I guess that's the question that I have for everybody. What bothers me about TMZ is that they lied. Even if his staff was laughing behind the scenes, he could have addressed it, but he lied. TMZ, and this is the point that I made the video. I said, y'all, TMZ lies. That's what they do. Are we surprised at all? TMZ lies. And they don't lose their platform. I'm glad that they're getting called out. I am. But Harvey Levin and co-host, by the way, Harvey Levin does not look well in the face. even if, because I had a lot of people in my comments say this is being blown out of proportion. Like, you guys should see my comments on various videos on the fact that I even said that, this is very tragic what happened to Charlie Kirk. That's my opinion. But he wouldn't feel the same way about me. But I still think it's tragic, especially after seeing that video, because that was the only time that this man was ever vulnerable. I'm sorry. Unless he was with his kids, you see a picture of him, holding his kids, and like, he looks like a great dad. But he didn't stand up for the things that I stood up for. At all. He wouldn't cry at all. If something happened to me, if I spoke out and something, no, I would be jailed at this point. I mean, we're having a hard time protesting. Yeah, he did. I did a short on that. Don't push if I'm not feeling empathy, and I mean this, if I'm not feeling empathy for somebody, if I'm not like, I stand with Charlie Kirk, because I don't be pushing that on me or anybody else, y'all, because there's a lot of shit that happens in my community and nobody stands up for that. There's a lot of families that are being separated. Nobody stands up for that. Nobody stands up for them. I'm not going to fake it. It's a sad tragedy. Okay? But don't come over here talking about you must speak this way. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy overall. Ooh, sorry, my throat is dry. Very cute. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know about that. I've been holding it in for a couple days because I was trying to really process it. What he stood for was not okay. What he it just wasn't. But he believed in it. He did. He did. So people are angry, and I get it. Rightfully so. People are, in my opinion, being very selective about what they say or they don't say, or how they feel, or what is right, what is wrong. People are feeling the way that they want to do. You know what I mean? A lot of hypocrisy in politics. That's what makes it hard to pick what side. That's right, Beachcomber. That's how I feel. It's a lot of hypocrisy. It's a lot. And it's why I don't pick a side. I don't tell you guys. I think it's ridiculous overall. These celebrities, they have this huge influence trying to scold people on, you did this and you did that. I'm like, sit the fuck down, because we don't live the same. You know what this has become? This has become it's not even about politics. It's about who has more money, who's well off. That's what this is. A system. That's what it is. Right? You never told anybody that they're going to hell. Not in all the talks about debates. Yeah. Nope. No. But I do hope, that that people are held accountable. That if this young man did what he did, yes, P. Lola, this is it. The haves and the have-nots. The class system, this is what it's become. When that news anchor that said, what did he say? He said, Lord have mercy. He said that he had a solution. Killed him. Involuntary injections. Where did that come from? Where did this come from for you to say this?
Billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why?
They have given billions.
You know, I posted this and somebody said this is no, and it was another person. Shout out to Ronan. I was like, I thought it was AI too when I first saw it. I was like, this can't be real. There's articles that have been printed of this. He straight up said involuntary injections killed him. He said it. Where does that come from? Where does that come from that we have lost touch with humanity so much so that you could just say kill the homeless? Where does that come from? Who just cleaned up outside the White House? They didn't like the homeless people there. They were, it was a nuisance. Where does that come from? Who said it was okay? Thank you. How come he wasn't fired? How come he wasn't fired? And we believe it? That came from somewhere. You got a whole list of people. They're like on a hit list. And I hate to put it that way, but that's what it seems like. Of teachers and all kinds of educators. Now I said, listen, if you in this realm, you got to be careful what you post on social media. In my opinion, I wouldn't be posting my, if I had an opinion about Charlie Kirk, whatever it may be, I'd be very careful. I wouldn't be wishing or anything like that because it's not in me to wish somebody any death, even to my worst enemies. And I've had a lot of people that have done me wrong in life, but I still wouldn't wish them death. Does that make sense? Where does this come from to say that, well, involuntary lethal injection killed him? And this guy right here, I'm like, I wish I would have seen this whole thing because I wanted to see what his face looked like when because he's over here very passionate, arguing about how the mental health or how the homeless don't get the services and support that they need. And now we need to find something to lock them up. And this guy right here killed him. And there's no reaction from the woman in the middle. I'd be like, huh? What? You said what now? Come again? Lord have mercy. I cannot, man. I saw this and I said, and then when I did the video, shout out to my mom, because my mom was like, is this AI? I said, no, it's not. I thought it was AI. I said, this has to be fake. Well, somebody came in my comments very upset and was like, this is fake news. Shit. I give up, y'all. I was like, I'm not about to argue with people. I am not about to argue with people. It's just crazy. Thank you. I freaking love you, NJ Hawaii. I mean, honestly, it never, when all this was going down, and like I said, I felt like the internet was just telling me, and not just like this side, it was like even my own people. ¿Por qué tú te sientes mal de que este güey se haya muerto? That's like, why do you feel bad? And I'm like, because I saw this video, and this is the vulnerability part. When you're at your death, when you die, that's it. There's nothing else, right? So I can feel vulnerability over that because I don't want that to happen to anybody. But I witnessed it just like everybody else witnessed it, right? Seeing somebody in their weakest with this bullet that comes right to their neck. I have empathy. Unfortunately, that's just how I hate to put it that way. I have a lot of empathy. Too much empathy, maybe. Maybe that's why I got into social work. Maybe I should not been maybe I should have been, I don't know, something else, because it's crazy to me, man. It's like I have even for the people that do wrong in humanity, I can have empathy for that. Does that make sense? I can have empathy for the people that have been that have done me wrong or have done my people wrong. It's weird, and I can't explain it. I can't. All this bullshit needs to stop. Where's the humanity? I agree, NJ Hawaii. Thank you for this comment. That's what it needs to stop. And I never will tell you who to vote for or anything. I'll call out hypocrisy from both sides, but it's just sad to me that this is what it's become. It's become a side thing. And it's sad to me that immediately what do? Oh, they were looking for an illegal immigrant or a trans or a black or a brown or an Asian person. They were looking to see who did it. And now the narrative has changed. He was dating a trans. Those trans, they be doing some. I'm like, listen, I don't got that much time to be like, I don't got that kind of hate in my heart. All right. I may not agree with whatever lifestyle, but I don't have that kind of hate. I can't. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too crazy. I understand that the loss of his life, that is sad, but how I feel is personal and private. Thank you, Gloria. Yeah. And people shouldn't be telling you how to feel or how to process something. People shouldn't be telling you how to feel or how to process or anything like that. I refuse. I refuse for people to tell me, does this man deserve what he got? Nah. But I refuse for people to tell me like how I handle grief or even something tragic if I witness something. It's the way I handled it. And that's okay. And also recognizing that he might have not been the best advocate for my community, because he wasn't, or anybody, any other community for that matter. He said a lot of crazy ass shit. And then people come in here and say, well, you took it out of context. What? What's the context? If he felt the way that he felt, he died feeling the way that he felt. Why am I going to mix or mince his words? That's not my job. He felt that way. And why did he feel that way? Because maybe he did some research or maybe some kind of experience. If he felt that way, why am I going to go mince his words and he's gone? There was a school shooting that happened around that same time. It's a regular thing every day now, you guys. It's like, it is what it is. Yeah. It doesn't work out on TM. Thank you for saying, because telling someone how to feel always works out well. That's right. That's right. But that's okay. You said, if they can shut down the voice, have one person, they can do it to anybody. Anybody can be you and me. That's right. That's right. It's a lot of yeah, and he stood on what he said. He didn't mince his words. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go and look into what this man said to figure out, like, I mean, his words are very public. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to try to feel, well, this might have been taken out of context and make excuses. No. He said what he said. He felt where he felt. And he wasn't a politician. He was a political commentator, and he had a lot of debates in the school. And, with that, especially the hot topics that you're having, you're really poking the bear. And he should have had more protection with them on every level if you're going to be talking about that any kind of way. And the last question that he died and all of that. Now, I have a feeling, I said, this crime don't seem like, this is just my thought. I know we only have one person in custody, but to me, it seems like this might have been other people involved. That's what it's given to me. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I think he knew that his words made him a target. And he did, and I could respect the fact that he didn't shy away from a debate. Like, he was I would see his debates. He was respectful and stuff, but his agenda to me was like, oh no, like, if I'm trying to get mad, yeah, let me go ask him a question because he's going to say some off the wall shit I don't agree with. You know what I mean? But he shouldn't have died for that, because that could be me. That could be you guys. Nobody should die over those beliefs that they have. That's it. It's still a crime. If this young man did it, as well as whoever might be involved, they need to be held accountable. Absolutely. And what this has taught me is that it doesn't matter what effing color you are, black, brown, white, purple, whatever it may be. Okay. Like if you have an agenda, or if you have, a bone to pick to somebody, I mean, the gun is just a tool too, right? Anybody can pull this shit. But instead, this is what we do. When there's a school shooting, immediately we go see if the person's trans, or if they're Hispanic, or if they're a little weird. Like, what the hell? We lost the plot a long time ago, y'all. We really did. We really did. Yeah. So, yeah. Absolutely. No worries. No worries. Yep. So we talk about Charlie Kirk. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I can't listen to this because of the investigations. Absolutely. And that is completely up to y'all. Y'all are entitled to your opinion. That's it. He was like a political influencer, a commentator. He had a huge voice. There's one political commentator that there's times where I agree with her and there's times that I don't. And that's Candace Owens. I don't always agree with Candace Owens, but I like her. But see, the thing is that could have happened to her. That could have happened to other people too. That's what I'm saying. It's like, this could happen to anybody. He really let his guard down, but he stood on what he said. And I'm not about to mince his words. I'm not like, this was taken out of context. No, the man is gone. The videos are out there. The clips are out there. Y'all go look and see what was out of context or not. Not me. Not me. I hope that, his wife finds, that there's justice for this situation, because whether it's him or another person, there should be. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. You said they don't like any of us. They want us all gone and useless eaters. There you go, Tara. But it's okay, and I really appreciate, I know I went on a rant, but it's I guess it's something that I've been holding for, I don't know, like for a while now. While this happened, and people were asking me like, where are your stands? Where's your video? Where's your this? I was like, I really don't. I'm not feeling it. I'm not. I'm not gonna let people tell me what to feel or not to feel. Does that make sense? And you know what? I'm like, might actually. There's like 2 other topics that I got to talk about, but I might not. I might just make it about this, since we went from La Luz del Mundo to this. So yeah, this is, I'm not even going to get into the other. That might be another video, maybe later on tonight. I respect everybody's opinion. I personally loved and respected him. I grew up with some of the same views. That's right, Flor. You are entitled to your opinion, my love. Okay. And nobody should be disrespecting you for that opinion. Nobody should be hurting you or making you feel some type of way. Nobody should be pushing you to not grieve or not feel anything. It's like what I said. Like, I had my Mexican side that was like, why are you grieving? Why are you feeling some type of way about him? He didn't like people like us. I get that. But then I had the other side that said, well, a man was shot in a very horrific way and we all saw it live. So this is my own personal conflict with the situation. But I appreciate you, Flor, for speaking out. And I think it's okay. It's okay to not outwardly to express empathy right away if you're not feeling it. I am the kind of person that wants to honor. I want to honor things that I feel at that moment. And you should as well. Does that make sense? It's okay. What's his name say? Was it damn, I forgot his name. His face is right in my Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, he said, hold up, about cancel culture, right? He said that I don't serve the same God that you do, right? Like, I'm not worried about cancel culture because I don't serve the same God that you do. We just, we're not the same that way. And that's how I feel. I think it's okay to certain aspects, like it's okay to speak on the most unpopular thing that you feel in your heart, if that makes sense. Yeah. I don't agree with his words, but I definitely don't agree with the violence, right? I agree with you on that. I agree. you know, everybody they're entitled to their opinion. You said you serve your dogs. James like, I serve my dogs. Moving forward though, we're gonna end it here, and I'll probably do a video on the other two topics later on, or maybe not. Yeah, I agree. The whataboutisms is always disturbing. Yeah. Well, and they're always an excuse, right, Jenna? Like, we need to not make excuses. That's how I see. My goodness, Tara Jackson just gifted a membership. Thank you, Tara. Make sure you guys are putting hearts in the chat if you received a gift. Or Evil Queen, who's been a member for freaking 27 months. Thank you, Evil Queen, and thank you for gifting. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my God, NJ Hawaii, thank you so much for the $9.99. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. But it's gonna be okay. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, you said Denzel Washington is so right about that. That's right. You can't cancel me because I don't serve your God. I love that. I love that. I love that he said that. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, everybody. I'm gonna fix the title and get a little thumbnail, and yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here. But I said what I said. And again, if I disrespected you, or if we don't agree, that is okay. If I never see you again, that is okay as well. I really do appreciate the time it has been here, but y'all are entitled to your opinion. Ada, thank you for being a member for 21 months. Can you look up Candace Owens and anti-Semitism? Just a suggestion. Oh, I'll definitely look into it. I'm not going to look into it right now. I know she's got some strong, like I said, I don't agree with the lady. There's some aspects that I'm like, ooh, okay, that makes sense. But I don't agree with the lady 1000%. And I think that that's fair to say. Ada, thank you again for being a member for 21 months. I really do appreciate it. I will see you guys later. Hit the like button. Bye, guys.